True words are not beautiful, and beautiful words are not true. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. In a world where words are often crafted to please, where people say what others want to hear rather than what they need to hear, this statement challenges us to seek truth over flattery. Have you ever been in a situation where someone told you exactly what you wanted to hear, but later you realized it wasn't the truth? Maybe a friend reassured you about a decision that deep down you knew wasn't right. Or perhaps a leader gave a speech filled with grand, poetic words, yet their actions told a different story. Laozi, the ancient philosopher behind these words, teaches us that truth is often raw, simple, and sometimes uncomfortable, but it is always valuable. True wisdom does not seek to impress, it seeks to enlighten. Now think about this. He who has virtue does not argue, and he who argues does not have virtue. How many times have we seen people waste their energy in endless debates, determined to prove they are right? But true virtue, real wisdom, doesn't need to shout. It simply exists. A wise person does not need to argue because their actions speak louder than words. Imagine two colleagues in a workplace. One constantly argues, always needing to prove their intelligence. The other listens, observes, and responds with calmness. In the end, who earns more respect? Who truly holds power? It is the one who does not argue but leads through wisdom and understanding. He who knows is not learned, and he who is learned does not know. This may sound confusing at first, but consider this. A person who truly understands life does not feel the need to boast about their knowledge. They are humble, open to learning, and aware that wisdom is infinite. On the other hand, those who believe they already know everything, they close themselves off from growth. This is why the greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators never stop learning. They remain students of life, forever curious, forever growing. And then we come to a profound lesson. The sage does not accumulate things, because through serving people, the more one has. Through giving to people, one has even more. Think about this deeply. In our world today, many measure success by how much they own. Bigger houses, expensive cars, overflowing bank accounts. But what happens when a person spends their life giving, helping others, sharing their wisdom, their kindness, their resources? Do they end up with less, or do they gain something far greater? Consider the greatest teachers, the most inspiring leaders, the selfless volunteers. They do not seek to hoard, yet they are rich in love, respect, and purpose. When we give, we create connections, we build a legacy, we touch lives in ways that material wealth never can. Finally, the way of heaven benefits and does not cause harm. The way of the sage acts, yet does not strive. Nature does not struggle to grow. The river does not force its way, it flows. The sun does not compete to shine, it simply does. True wisdom follows this natural rhythm, acting with purpose, yet without unnecessary force. In life, when we push too hard, when we force things that are not meant to be, we create struggle. But when we align ourselves with truth, virtue, and purpose, we move with ease, just like the river finds its way to the ocean. So here is your takeaway. Speak the truth, even when it is not beautiful, because truth liberates. Choose wisdom over argument, because wisdom does not need to prove itself. Remain humble, always open to learning, because true knowledge comes from recognizing how much we do not know. Give, serve, and share, because in doing so, you will find yourself richer than ever before. And finally, let go of unnecessary struggle. Flow with purpose, not resistance, because that is the way of wisdom. Now, ask yourself, how will you live these lessons today?